Good morning. Welcome to the Overtron Chatter. Um, Today is July the 21st. This is a recap of Real Housewives of the OC, season 17, episode 7, and the title was called "Oh No, Bo, You Didn't." That's funny. Okay, anyway, we just start off the scene just showing the girls. You got Tamara and her son, the oldest one, sitting at the table. I think her dog died, and she split up the ashes, and gave, I guess, the oldest one the tail part, and they just the tail of the ashes, the ass part. She said. Then we go to Gina and Jenna and Ryan, and they in the water. I think it's called kayaking, yeah, or canoeing in separate boats, kissing. They're real. Their relationship seems new to me because he real affectionate. He like to be kissing and touching all the time. You know how when it's new and y'all can't keep your hands off of one another, and y'all they in that stage. Cause then we see Emily and Shane, and Emily is planning a party for the girls at Shane's family's house, and for the girls that outdoor party. I think a pool party or some kind of party outside because she said they had beautiful grounds, and they do. The last time she went out there and took her kids to see Shane's parents, the pool, the grounds were awesome. So anyway, Shane came when she was in the kitchen. I think she was making some food for the kids when Shane walked in from work, and they say he an attorney. For did y'all see how he was dressed? He looked like he was just coming from, I don't know, not work, but he said he was at work. So anyway, then we show on this part. Oh, this was kind of cringy to me. John and Shannon. Shannon was spending time at John's house. What I have never. I mean, I know you could do it, but I've never seen it. How they pulled up, his boat pulled up into his dock, and they just jumped off the boat and into the backyard and started barbecuing. And she went in the house to make to make a salad. And she said it was the first time. Well, this would be the second time she believes that John has ever prepared the meal for her. So she's excited, and they start talking about. She said Shannon says they talk about living together, but because they still have kids, I think each of them have children still at home, that she said she's not in no rush. She want to take her time because she saw red flags with David, but she just kept on anyway. But even though she saw red flags with David, she stayed married to him over 17, 20 years. The flags couldn't have, maybe they weren't as bad as maybe they weren't as bad, but bad nonetheless. So anyway, John just seemed, I don't know if it's uncomfortable because there's a camera or what, but their conversation just seemed like, he was like, she was like, well, first of all, I was surprised to hear all that damn food in his refrigerator because most men, not unless I guess they chefs, I've never seen the food refrigerator packed like that, but he did. Even if they got kids home, I got 6 people in my house, he had more shit in his refrigerator than I got in mine. Anyway, Janet is trying to look for stuff, but she says it's just a mishmash, which, he sets his kitchen up how he wants to set his kitchen up. She says everything is usually at her house. So anyway, when he started the grill, she goes, "That look like it hasn't been used in a while." He said, "It'll be fine. Maybe I should open the door like this. Every time she opens up the refrigerator, something fall out." First of all, Shannon is clumsy as hell. So that in itself is irritating. So anyway, while he's trying to cook on the grill, steaks on the grill, shit just keep falling out the refrigerator till he just said, "Just close it gently." They started talking about a third. I don't know. She was talking about something with dogs and competition that she wanted to get another dog. But she said, "Not for your house, for my family, for my house." And he was like, "Well, if, we get another dog, that's just too much responsibility for you. You already got enough stuff with Amazon, with the kids." She says, "Yeah, I got 3 kids going to be in college next year, and I got to call Amazon and the food line, and then it wasn't shown in the scene, but somehow or another, through the blogs, back a few months ago, she was taking pictures with David, and she's just all over the place, and John just don't seem like that's his life. He like it quiet. He don't like all this busyness. And she a busy person. She frantic. She always worried about something always on her mind. To me, they're opposites, but sometimes opposites attract. But to me, these two don't seem to click. So I think they should break up now. Anyway, Tamara is meeting Emily. I think they're getting pedicures or manicures or something. So they meet in a spa. So when Emily walks in the thing and says she missed Tamara or whatever, first thing she says is, "How was Montana?" And Tamara couldn't wait to say, "Heather was shoveling shit." And she said that was the highlight of her trip. So anyway, as soon as she said that, here come Heather. So Heather come in and she was like, "Lita, give me more massage than nail polish." So anyway, Heather says, "My back hurts," and then Emily says, "From what?" And she says, "From shoveling shit. And I forgot I split wood." So Tamara says, "When you do that," she said, "I guess you must have been cooking elk or something, but I split wood. I was splitting wood, and I hurt my back." So we go from Tez to Emily asks, "How was Taylor?" And Tamara goes, "Ask Heather." Why Tamara keep doing that shit? Emily asks her a question. She tells her to ask Heather. Heather can hear the same question. If she wanted to chime in, she was like, "Girl, let me tell you," but she didn't. She asked you. So she says, "Ask Heather." So Heather tells her, she invited me to the whole incident with the acting in the movie, blah, 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 this. And then Emily responds, after she hears Heather's response, which is long. Emily tells Heather that, sometimes when she talks to people, she can be condescending. So maybe the way she said it hurts Taylor's feeling. And Heather immediately cuts her off and tells her to stop. And she says, I wasn't meant that way. Why did she view it that way? And you stop, and then in her cameo, and then Heather says, I didn't mean it that way, and I did not. That was not my intent. That's not the sentiment I was trying to convey. And then what Emily says, if you conveyed it, if that's not the way you conveyed it, that's the way. That may not be the way you think in your head that you conveyed it, but the way that you thinking, that's not. She conceived it this way. And lo and behold, Heather, sometimes Emily tells her, sometimes you need to think, sometimes the way you talk to people can be real condescending, be like real fucked up, like you think you up here and they down there, like like you born with some royal blood or some shit. So then Heather says, in her confessional, "I didn't mean to say it like that," and if she took it like that, or something like she wasn't sorry, but she know Taylor's sorry, some smart shit. But then she says, what did she say? She says, "Well, I don't say nothing to Emily the way she answers me." She says she can be, sometimes the way she talk can be very mean and aggressive. So that's the end of that. So anyway, Heather's throwing another function, and they take a boat across the lake to this Noble restaurant. I haven't heard. I guess it's a popular restaurant in California, and I think people with superstars and people with money go there. So anyway, it's her event. So anyway, all the ladies are invited. Okay, the first time we see Jen is in a yoga class. And she's talking about how, which is weird, she's talking about how she was glad that she opened up her yoga studio and how independent she feels, and she needed to feel independent without nobody taking care of her. But I could have almost been certain that in the same breath 30 seconds before then, she said that they was partners in it. So I don't get it. So you ain't independent, really. You just in business, but you ain't by yourself. You like a LLC. You got a partner. So anyway, Jen comes in and visit Gina comes to visit Jen at her studio. Her studio is nice, and she brings her a gift. They're all into these damn candles. I believe she got her a candle, and she tell her I'm sorry that I in my head made you a trigger for myself. I think you're real cool. So they had real good talk, kind of mushy, women shit. So they good. So um she apologized. So Gina apologized to Jen for her bad behavior, and Gina wants to know why Jen is so loyal to Tam, because she said eventually, if she didn't figure out on this Montana trip that Tamara ain't shit, and I'm 100% on that. Tamara ain't shit. She one she nobody friend. When she do that crying shit, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do this, and then she go, "You're not gonna be my friend." Okay. I can remember growing up, and I got around maybe 20, 25 when I was in the Navy. I was in the Navy. I was a sailor. And I tried to hang with a group of, I was alone. In high school, I was alone. I just did well, high school, I was alone, but I really wasn't alone because I went to school with like 6 first cousins. So everybody knew us. I was the one that didn't have brothers and sisters. They were siblings to each other. So I wasn't unpopular in school, but I didn't do popular shit. Like, I probably didn't even play sport till I was in 11th grade. And I think I did it so I can go to college, and I ran track and field because I ain't had no other kind of coordination. And 50-yard dash was my shit. Well, anyway, as I got older, I went in there and said it was a group of girls, right? And we would get ready to go out. When we get ready to go out, yeah, we're going to go out. We decide we're going to go out. Then we decide we're going to meet over at somebody's house, okay? So we get to somebody's house, and we wait for her to get dressed. If she come out, if we ain't wearing something close, if she not wearing something close to what one of us got to go on, we got to go back and wait for her to work 30 minutes to change her clothes. Bullshit. Then, when it got to be too many of us and 2 of them were getting an argument about something, when they would each have me cornered by myself, it'd just be like the 2 of us, or not the whole 5 of us in the group, but maybe just the 2 that's been arguing, one of them missing. So that one want to talk to me about you when you're not here, about the situation or whatever. I'm not going to entertain that shit. You want to say something to her, you say it to her. Don't use me to say shit. And then the reason why I stopped is because one time I did say some shit, and it was true shit. Why you tell her that? Why the fuck you say it? So in order for me to have a relationship with this friend, I gotta shut down a part of my life. I done spent 2 days with you, and who somebody was a mutual friend of both of us. Now you mad. So now you mad with this mutual friend. So now that you mad with the mutual friend, and I spent 2 days with you without the mutual friend, when I see that mutual friend again, I'm cool with her. And she'll say, what did you do with so-and-so? And I can't say what I did with so-and-so, because as soon as I start saying, girl, yeah, we got dressed, we went to dinner, and this and that and other thing. She said, did she say anything about me? See, now I gotta lie. I don't like shit like that. I don't. And Tamara's one of the ones, she say she's sorry, she won't never do it again, but she still got some deep-seated shit in her heart for you. So as soon as she can throw you under a bus, she'll throw you. Then as soon as she throw you under the bus, she'll do that shit like she always do. She get them start running from the table, cussing, acting like a damn crazy woman. So anyway, let me get back to my shit, because I'm 13 minutes in. So anyway, Gina knows Tamara ain't shit, but she gonna let Jen learn on her own. So Emmett is in the house with her, back with Shane. I like Shane. She back in the house with Shane. She said her mother sent her pictures of her and her sister when they was little. And, it made her laugh and made her cry. Remember how it was. That's what I'm saying, Emily. You just get your mama. You need to get over that shit with your mother, because your mother seemed like she trying to. It seemed like you the one. Your mother was fucking depressed. She could not help it. Now, the big old grown age you is, you ought to realize the mechanics of depression and postpartum depression and manic depression and bipolar. You should see all that shit and know that your mother couldn't help. Be glad that's all she did was lay her ass in the bed and sleep instead of doing the opposite. Some mamas go through depression and fuck your ass up and abuse you. Okay, yeah, you had to put yourself on the bus, you had to wash yourself, you had to find food for yourself, but it was some of them who had to do all that, plus they was getting their ass kicked. Yeah, so get over it, yo. I didn't have a great relationship with my mama even for you'll find out reasons. She didn't raise me. And I didn't like my mother for a long time. Then one day I just finally figured that shit out. I was like, whoo, if she hadn't gave me to her sister to raise, I'd have really been probably one of the more fucked up than I am. But she did the best she could do. If she knew she couldn't give me the shit, I'm glad she did give me to somebody else instead of having me in some bullshit. And I don't want to say my mother was on no drugs or nothing. My mother was one of the mamas. She liked the streets. She liked to party. Her name was Teresa, but they called her Foxy T. She was like an elk. She was in the lounge, in the Masonic lounge. And my mother was a social worker, retired for 35 years in the state of Maryland. Yeah, Baltimore, Maryland. My mother was a social worker, supervisor, 35 years. And then 35 years, she ain't want to go no higher because taking on more responsibility at work will cut into her party time. So anyway, big up to my mom, Foxy T. I love you. So anyway, um, so she said, I want my kids to be close to my grandmother, my mother. Okay, your mom ain't got no money. Get on the phone, call her ask her, did she want to come buy her ticket? And exactly what she did. Her mother said that she would come. And Emily said, okay, yeah, I'm so happy and I'm so thrilled, this, that, and other thing. So she's happy. And the daughter, I forgot what her name is. She is so sweet. Her little girl. And I knew the little girl was going to be modeling soon. As soon as she said she would have her modeling and they went to her first little photo shoot thing, I was like, they're going to call her back to work because that little girl is gorgeous. She got that, like I said last time, I think she said, she got that California look. I like Shane, but like I said, that when he went to work, they need to get that together. Or I don't know what the hell he doing in his job. So anyway, you see Shannon and her daughter and they shopping at a consignment shop. And I'm trying to figure out why her daughter got their hands crossed like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it because somebody else done wore it? They was acting a little weird, but they wanted to buy some shit, so they hurry up and changed my attitude. Now, I don't know if I had bought that one a bag. I think her bag was, her purse was, the shirt was $84. Some sweatshirt one of the daughters picked out. But Shannon bought them a bag. The bag was $3,000. The whole total was like $3,266. And the bag was $3,182. There's no fucking way. I'm not gonna buy no. She's 17. I'm not gonna buy her no. Well, no. I know I ain't gonna buy her no bag when she just told me she got 3 kids going to college and it's gonna be $75,000 a year, and she get ready to hire them some kind of college application coach person, and she said our dad said we don't need it. And then Shannon was like, don't worry about what your dad say. I'm gonna get somebody to get on y'all college shit today, because y'all smart, but ain't no scholarships gonna be knocking down the door, so we're gonna have to do what we gotta do to get you in school. So anyway, Heather, so Gina on the phone with Emily. Okay, so no. So anyway, it's time for the boat ride to the restaurant. And Gina, is it Gina that gets there? Gina get there first. No, Taylor get there first. And Heather apologized for hurting her feelings about the whole acting in the part thing shit anyway. And Heather said she think Taylor's, and like again, Heather don't see why she got to apologize for anything. Because she felt like, I put my career on hold to take care of my kids, and you gonna punish me for that? Girl, nobody punishing you, Heather. You just feel some type of way that maybe at the age that you are, you don't feel good because you haven't done or reached the pinnacle of success, and you're acting like you want to. Okay, so won't you chew on that for a minute? So, nobody wearing fashions. I don't like what Taylor got on. The acting coach, Lauren shows up. I guess who invited? I guess Heather invited her. Okay, then Emily and Gina arrive, and Tamara stop. And Tamara's there. Okay, so anyway, so everybody get on the boat, and all of a sudden, Shannon remembers that today is the anniversary of that would be the anniversary for her and Dave, if and her ex husband, they still would have been married. So Tamara says some smart shit like, "You remember that when I was married to which kind? I don't remember none of that. I can't even tell you the day." So what, bitch? She remember the day. That don't mean it's some subliminal message that she ain't over David. So that's why her relationship is not progress with John. Tam just be reaching. So, as usual, somebody spills some shit on Tamara clothes. Cause every time they're on the boat, something spills on her. And they show that they go and show us some clips of that. And, you know, they're in the boat having conversation. Shannon points over to a bridge and say, "Hey, David live over there." Then Emily started laughing and say, "Oh, so he a troll." You know, little dumb shit. Shannon still talking about shit with Spanx. She don't never take off no Spanx. Maybe she should try Skims because she was looking uncomfortable in her clothes. Um. What else? So anyway, they finally get to the restaurant. They sit down at the table, and everybody comes in there. And Emily goes, "How was?" So anyway, they get there. And the table is, of course, beautiful because of something Heather did. She gave everybody a beautiful candle that said um, something about shoveling shit that you don't have to. Thank God you ain't got to shovel shit or something, but everybody got a candle with it written in because Noble is Japanese, in Japanese. And then everybody got sterling silver chopsticks with their names engraved. And of course, because it's Heather, they had place cards. You just can't go to her shit and sit at the table. There's just no way. So anyway, Taylor says somewhere in there that she hoped when the shit start popping off that they get to eat because they always at restaurants but they never get to eat no food. They usually always leave before the appetizers or right after. So anyway, they begin... So anyway, Emily asks, "Tell me about Montana." So Heather don't want to talk about Montana really. And if she does, she only want to talk about the highlights. But her saying only want to talk about the highlights pisses off Emily because because Gina said she only want to talk about the highlights because she know we talk about the real shit. She gonna know I'm a New Yorker, so I'm gonna come after her about that bullshit she fed me about. Travis getting tired of dealing with my feelings or putting up with my feelings. So anyway, Tamara chimes in. Tell them about your thing, Jenna. And she's like, what? She's like, yeah, because sometimes knowing about your past make me understand your future better. And then I guess I believe Emily chimes in and say, yeah. So anyway, she said, tell her. And so when Tamara says, go ahead, tell them the truth. She said, what truth? She like, so anyway, next thing you know, these two was arguing because apparently Tamara used to flirt with this dude too, right? Say, look, the same shit he would say about her, she would say it to Jen. Like for instance, Ryan told somebody named Heather, not that Heather, but another mutual friend of Jen's and Tamara's, "Oh, I'ma fuck her." So Heather went back and told that to Tamara. Okay. Eddie and Tamara went over to Ryan's house for a cookout barbecue. And while Tamara was there, she called Jen and said, "Hey, girl, come over." She said, "Ooh, girl, I'm at his house. Ooh, he's so fine. Ooh, girl, should I go upstairs and lay in his bed and take one for the team?" So Jen is like, "Why you tripping? Okay, he said that shit. Look at the shit that you said." So anyway, Jen doesn't say this to them. She says this in her confessional. But what Tamara does is like, so anyway, Tamara's like, he's an asshole and he ain't this and that. And she was like, you know what, Tamara, just stop talking, right? She said, go ahead, say it. What you know? I'm ready for you, girl. Just tell me what you got to say. You got something to say. And she threw the towel in a cloth napkin, my big ass, looked like a good, expensive cloth napkin in her face. That shit like a towel. It looked like a tea towel for a kitchen. It was real good quality. Because shit, when it hit her face, I could hear it, and that's fabric. So anyway, then she get up and walk toward Jen. And I don't know why the fuck is that Taylor holding Jen's hand. She's holding one of her arms, and Taylor's holding her arm, and Jen is looking at Tamara like this, holding the fucking bath sheet. So anyway, that namaste shit worked for her. That yoga, cause ain't no way, Tamara little ass. And then you should see how fast Tamara get a fucking bitch. Get your fucking boyfriend, you asshole. She just walking out there all mad. And then here you hear Shannon. Ooh, 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 Tamara. I am done, man. And then, you know, people just turn around looking like, what the fuck? Who is this woman making all this noise? So she outside. She is messing with an asshole. And he ain't no good. And I don't even know why she being bothered. And blah, blah, blah. And Shannon, what would I be if I knew John was doing that type of shit to you and I don't say nothing? I just sit around just like I don't see nothing. First of all, you're not going shit. Because as soon as you know some aroma, you gotta know, you is such a snitch that you ain't even gotta know but a stitch. You're such a snitch. All you have to have is a stitch. You know how big a stitch is? Information, you open up your fucking mouth. So you're never gonna turn your head and let John Dog do nothing to Shannon. You don't do that shit now. You talk shit about her relationship now, and he ain't no cheat. You talk shit about John. Oh, they don't got nothing common. John, they always arguing. They always drinking. Just all this kind of shit. Yeah, so, no, you're not about to do this. Anyway, she said, I need a shot. So she go to the bar in Nobo. And she said, that's what I need. I need a shot and a Xanax. And I don't know if the dude offered us a Xanax. Because she said, you get a Xanax, you get some snatch. And Shannon said, don't say that because he probably married her. You married, his name is Jeff. And he said, yes. And he said, stop telling Jeff that he going to get some snatch. And don't even forget that bitch you married too. So anyway, she found, I don't want to go back over to this table. So anyway, she go back to the table. When she goes back to the table, Shannon hears her and Tamara's name. And it's somebody saying that, it's Gina saying, yeah, Heather, you tried to control Shannon and Tamara's relationship or something. And then Shannon says, oh my God, what I missed? Why am I in this? So while they sitting there discussing among themselves, you hear Tamara look across the table at Gina and tell her, I'm livid. I am really livid right now. I mean, I'm sorry about that napkin I threw at you, but I'm livid. And I would say, you ain't livid, bitch. You finna be dead. So anyway, she just kind of ignored her. So anyway, while they were away from the table, the girls was Heather, Emily, Shannon, Taylor. I think Taylor too, a little bit Taylor. All of them was trying to get Jen to spill the shit that she knew about Tamara. And this is what I want to say. That restaurant was beautiful. The gifts were beautiful. The candles, for what I could see. The food looked amazing when it finally did come out because they did get a chance to eat. What the fuck are these big grown ass, supposed to be half of them professional women that own their own business, sitting around here arguing about this bullshit? I'm with Shannon. If Jen loved this man and he got his reputation in California is that he's a fucking hoe, and so it's his reputation. She know it. Leave alone. You her friend. You have gave her your intake notes on his ass, and she has processed them, and he has passed the claim. Leave that shit alone. Just be there when she come, and when she come crying to you, don't say, I told you, we told you. Don't do that shit. Just pat her. Because we all are women, and we all fell from some dumbass shit. That's why a lot of us in here is divorced. Yeah, a lot of them at the table are. So I'm just saying, Tamara, you a snake. And see, that's what Jen said. She said, how you supposed to be my friend? And you sitting here telling these motherfuckers, my new friends, my business. They don't even know none of this shit. They don't have nothing to do with them. But are you telling them about you and Eddie? I mean, what are you doing? Shut the fuck up. You're not my friend. And I'm your friend and I keep bitch, you don't care about me. All you care about is starting shit. Yeah, so Jen, stop telling her shit. Yeah, and she could be hating on you because your shit is new and fresh. Sometimes women can't stand that shit. Or he in a new relationship and ain't gonna last long. And I'll tell you the truth, every time somebody Every time one of y'all meet somebody who ain't with nobody, Tamara get a fucking attitude about him. She got I feel this way about him. Mind your fucking business, bitch. And I would not have sat there across from that hoe wouldn't have sat across from me. I wasn't going to get up, though, because I was going to eat my food, but she wouldn't have sat there, because every time that bitch pick her fork up, I would smack her goddamn hand, and food go everywhere. Every time she tried to drink, I'd smack the goddamn cup. She wouldn't have sat there. She wouldn't have came back. Now, I ain't about no violence, but I'll be violent. I tell you that. So anyway, Heather is at the table, and Heather being weird too. She bought a card where she said Emily is having anxiety. All that shit her daughter told. Her daughter had a smart ass mouth too. That twin, she did. I ain't saying nothing bad about her. She got a smart mouth. I'm going to Boston, and y'all just pay for my laundry bill, and I need this for my room and that. That bitch up there is scared as a motherfucker. She's got anxiety. Why the fuck did she move to Boston? If you got anxiety, you probably wasn't supposed to move to Boston. You probably should have moved the county over, went to school somewhere in California where you be alright and come home on the weekend. I guess you can come home on the weekends from Boston too. Probably costs a little bit more to go to California, but I have to go see her, and can you please sign this card so I can take to her to give her support? So the ones that know her said they're going to sign her thing. The girl, the actress named Lauren, I know, and I'll be like, see, this is how white women act. They invited me to eat at this restaurant. I got me some sterling silver chopsticks and a badass candle, because I know the candle got to be about $80 to $120, maybe $130. Gonna smell good when I light it. And you can't enjoy your food because these bitches is arguing about Montana. About dumb shit. Child. Don't get me to get me. Let me make sure my notes fell. Make sure I covered everything I wanted to cover. So anyway, everybody got something to say about Heather. Heather is, I don't dislike Heather, but she that's just how she is. And I don't understand, as long as she been on the show, that they need to figure out, she just can't fucking help it. That's just who she is. She tell you all the time she don't mean no harm by it, but she keep doing the same shit over and over again. So I just think it's her genetics of how she made. She's real big on etiquette. She's real big on manners. She's real big on presentation. She's just real big on that shit. And from what she can tell, her mother was exactly the same way. It not only is that in her as her own character, it was also fortified by the type of mother that she had. So she's like that. When she say that shit, yeah, it's insulting, but it sounds insulting to you, but to her, she thinks she's expressing herself to you eloquently as best as she can. You know what I'm saying? She can't help it. If she don't shovel shit, and she don't cook, and she don't do laundry and shit, then that's what she just don't do. She just got accustomed to her life. Now, why the fuck she scared of Tamara, I don't know. Because she tell everybody else to fuck off. But she don't mess with Tamara. I think it's because Tamara acts so erratic. But I would cancel that shit. As soon as Tamara jump up on me, I would take my skinny ass Heather hand, forearm, and bop that bitch on top of her little short head. Because she ain't no more than about 5'1", 4'11". Man, no way. So anyway, I don't promote violence. And you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me today, listening to this crazy ass recap. And I look forward to. So anyway, they're at the restaurant, the ladies eat. Seems like it's gonna be okay time. Heather's gonna take a red eye to go see her daughter because her daughter's up there fucking falling apart. And like I said, Gina said Tamara just saying one side of it. Yeah, Ryan is a flirt, but you know what? So is Tamara. And like I said, she ain't gonna do all that yelling and shit at me. You come on, yell. I ain't even gonna yell at you. I'm just gonna knock the shit out of you. And with that, that is the end of my recap. You have spent exactly 34 minutes with me. And if you could have been anywhere in the world, I'm glad you're here with me. Have a good day. Bye now. Oh, leave a comment, like, you know the stuff they tell you to do. Y'all have a good one. Bye now.